Hi guys, and welcome to Alice Coral Photography. Now I've got a little bit of a different video for you today. I'm going to show you how we make these polyboards to reflect and absorb light in the studio. So we've got these large panels that we just got from B&Q, and what we need to be doing in this video is we're going to paint one side white and one side black. And the reason for this is white is going to reflect light back and black is going to absorb light. And the reason we got two is so that when you see later in the video, we can put them either side of our model, and they're either going to bounce light back as a reflection, or it's going to absorb light so we get more shadow. So these polyboards you can easily get from any DIY shop. If you're in the UK, B&Q is really good. If you are in the US, you may need to do a little bit of research. But if you are going to be doing this, make sure you've got a plastic sheet down, because you don't want to get your studio or your garage or wherever you're going to paint these in a mess. The really important thing about this is you want to be getting paint that doesn't corrode the polystyrene. So you want a water-based paint, not a solvent paint. So we got white and black here. Annoyingly, when I bought these, they've got these black little spots on them. So I think it's going to take quite a few layers to get these out, especially with the white paint. So I'm going to start painting. And you're going to watch us build these up. I've got little stands as well from my friend Gareth at Lux Studio Answers as well, so we can wheel them around the studio. And yeah, let's have a bit of a fun DIY day. Before you start painting, I seriously recommend using a roller more than a paintbrush. It'll be quicker to actually do, and it'll give a more even coating across the boards. Again, if you're unsure about your paint, if you just get a little dab on your finger and put it on the board, if it starts dissolving, don't apply it. If it remains as it is, you don't need to worry. So we're just going to pop a bit into here. You never need too much. And the reason we've got the plastic sheet is so that I don't, oh, yep, just done it. Got it on the plastic sheet. And I've just done it loads on there. Okay, and we're just going to put the roller in. Going to put a nice even coating on, like so, when it wants to. There we go. Right, so it's just going to look like that when we do it, and you're just going to put an even coating over, like so. And as I can tell already, I'm going to have to do quite a few coats with this white, and I've just now smeared that on the bottom of the tray. And so it is a messy job, which is why I recommend putting a ground sheet on, and it's just going to give a nice even coating of white paint. Now every single time you do this, you want to then build up another layer, because we really do have to get rid of these black spots. So this might take 3 or 4 layers to actually do. But if you manage to get them in just pure white, you may only need to do 1 or 2 coats. So we've just been applying the second layer, and as you can already see, the difference is massive now. I think it's going to take another 2 coats to actually do this. It's probably going to take the rest of the day for it to also dry. And then what we will do later on, which will be tomorrow, but probably the next clip in the video, is we'll flip these over and then paint them black. But as we've got black paint, it won't need as many layers, but we're only having to do so many layers because of all the this spottiness. So that's why it's just taking us a few more layers. We've already used about probably 3 litres of paint, just to no, actually probably about 1.5 litres. 3 litres is a bit of an over exaggeration. So every few hours we're just coming back, putting another layer on, and we just want these to be pure white now. So I finally got the polyboards up, and we got them on 2 stands that I can now wheel around the studio. Now they are scraping across the ceiling, so I may have to just trim the top of them off. We've got Gemma with us today to also test these out for you. So I've got the black inside at the moment, and what this is going to do is when we light up the white backdrop, we've got 2 lights at the rear there. A lot of light's going to spill forward, and what these boards are going to do is absorb some of that light and give Gemma shadow around the edge of her to lift her off this white backdrop, instead of the white backdrop wrapping around Gemma. So I'm just going to do a couple of photos. Oh, before I forget, we've got an Octobox as well as our main light, and I'm shooting at 200ths of a second, f8, 100 ISO. And we're just going to do a couple of photos with it now. And you can see that shadow appearing down either side of Gemma. So that's really lifting her off the backdrop there. Now what we're going to quickly do is we're going to swap these over and put the white on, and what you will see is you're going to get a lot more light bouncing around, so it might even illuminate Gemma more. So now that the whiteboards are now facing Gemma, what's going to happen is the lights at the back and the front are also going to reflect inside that and lift Gemma off. But what we just got to be careful of is that the backlights don't also wrap around too much. But what we should actually see is a lot softer light around Gemma here to give a nice editorial effect. That black shadow which was around Gemma has now gone, and it's actually highlighted more of Gemma's face and the outfit. And luckily, because Gemma's far enough away from the white backdrop, it hasn't reflected around too much. But if you was going to be doing that, you may need to move Gemma further forward. But luckily we haven't had to do that. What I'm going to also do is I'm going to show you more about that shadow and highlight in this next series of images, and you can then see how much light these boards can actually absorb. So I've moved the lighting around, so our Oxbox is now the other side of Gemma, hitting at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to move it slightly closer in, and you can see we've made an artificial wall now against Gemma. So what will happen is this light is going to illuminate Gemma, but it's also going to illuminate this wall and fill in that shadow you normally get on this side. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you with the white, then the black, and then I'm going to show you it without, and then you can make a comparison of, are these polyboards worth making. So I'm just going to take my first shot, and you should see a lovely soft shadow just down Gemma's face. So here I'm just also going to check it myself. There we go, perfect. Now I haven't made the backdrop white, I kind of just wanted to give a more grey effect here. But if we get Gemma a bit closer to the polyboards, if that's all right. Now what will happen is the closer Gemma is to this board, the more of a reflection she will also get. So if I do some from here now as well, you get a lot softer lighting effect as well compared to the previous one too. I'm going to move this light as well because I want to get more of a catch light with this effect. And I know we're going to be showing you the black side in just a second, but I just want to get a nice catch light as well. So I'm going to take one last photo. So these are at hundredths of a second, f10, 100 ISO. And as you can see from there, we get a lovely catch light, lovely wraparound light using these boards. Now I'm going to swap them over and I'm going to put the black side on, and then you can see how much this will absorb the light from this Oxbox. So now that we've got the black there, can you already see how much darker it is now on Gemma this side? So this is really going to be absorbing the light. So if we just do a couple of shots now, can you see you get a much greater shadow down Gemma's left side? It's more like a Rembrandt split lighting look because it's absorbing so much light. So we're only getting light on this side of Gemma, and this side is completely illuminated. So what these are brilliant for is if you've got a small studio like us, you can put these boards to absorb light, so you can control the spread of light, especially in a small room. Now if we get Gemma closer to the lights, if you want to go a little bit step that way, Gemma goes a little bit further away. If we take another photo just now, can you see that the shadow is still there? It's just a bit softer now. So it is important to notice how far and close your model is to these polyboards. Now I put these two actually together so we do absorb a lot of the light, because obviously if you've seen previous videos, we've got a large white wall across here, so sometimes the light can sometimes bounce back, and that was why it's worth investing in these, and especially having the black side. Now I'm just going to finish off by showing you what will happen if none of these boards are actually here, and then you can make your own comparison of these for yourself. So now that the polyboards are now gone, or the Vita flats as a lot of people call them, we've got the light still in the same place, and we're still in the same place. But what will happen is you're always going to get a little bit of wrap around this side, so already you can see that this shadow is a lot softer. So if I just do a couple of photos for you, and I can do one more. Now can you see that the shadow is still there? So if you are going to be doing photo shoots like this, you want to be thinking about how much shadow do you want appearing in your photos for this for your photo shoots. Now, of course, if you had bigger modifiers, that will also affect it. But in terms of these polyboards, you can buy them already made for about £150. But I made these myself, and I can tell you how much they all were. So the boards themselves were £20 each. The white paint and the black paint was around £30, and the stands that they also go on were another £40. So if we do 40, 20 and was it 30, you are actually saving a lot of money making these yourself. And then you can also custom size them. Obviously we got quite a low ceiling here, so if you want to make them certain sizes, you can as well. And this is something you can do in your own garage. You don't need to be buying ones off specific photography sites. You can easily make these yourself. Gemma, thank you so much for demoing these for us. Thank you all so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video.